know that there's another initiative as well, but why can't they? So that might get into now the three components of our initiative. Our initiative re-legalizes cannabis just like beer and wine. It does three main things. One, it re-legalizes the cannabis hemp plant. So we all mostly know the spiel. Hemp's our number one paper, fiber, fuel, paint, plastic, varnish, medicine, protein, essential fatty acid, and relaxation is the number one source in the world to relax us because it puts our brain in alpha state, and it's also one of the top sources to kill cancer now. So cannabis hemp is our number one paper, fiber, fuel, paint, plastic, varnish, protein, essential fatty acid. Our initiative re-legalizes hemp, and it does not tell the farmers what strains they can grow. Just as if you all are farmers, and the government tells you you can only grow Fuji apples, or you can only grow navel oranges. Our initiative allows for farmers to grow the best hemp possible. If it's a high THC for biomass fuel, we want the farmers to grow this hemp for biomass fuel. The hemp industry bill passed. It might be a step in the right direction, but our initiative is way better than the hemp industry bill because we don't want the government, and thereby the corporations that run the government, to tell us, the hemp farmers, what strains to grow. We want the farmers to be able to grow the best strains. We want science to marry the farmers. We want, science to be unhindered with the farming of cannabis. We don't want the government to hinder the scientific growing of the cannabis hemp plant for fuel. We don't want politics to get in the way. So that's number one. The second component of our initiative is to re-legalize cannabis just like beer and wine. 12 pounds for personal use is our initiative. It decriminalizes, thank you Letitia Pepper for the proper wording, but our initiative decriminalizes 12 pounds of cannabis for personal use and 99 female flowering plants. If you're up in Humboldt, or if you're down in San Diego, or in the Central Valley, it's 99 female flowering plants and 12 pounds for personal use. Now, why 12 pounds? Well, some of us might have cancer. Some of us might need to make from those flowers the rapeseed and oil to cure our cancers. So the 12 pounds and the 99 female flowering plants, we do not feel by any means is a radical issue at all. In fact, most people don't even care about the people on the other side. They just want to see it taxed. So what our initiative does, it re-legalizes it like beer and wine, because for only $1,000, any person, any 99%er can get their commercial cannabis. You can become a commercial cannabis producer for only $1,000. Anyone 21 and over can become a cannabis producer. And as Jack Herrer had thought out, we cap the tax. We say that the excise tax is going to be no more than 10%, but no greater. So it could be less, but no more than 10%. And we added that the laws should be no more onerous than beer and wine. So our initiative is like the proletariat initiative. Anyone that's 21 and over can be a commercial producer. It's the equal distribution of the wealth, emphasis added. We don't want, people that own capital and owns the means of production to be the ones to be the cannabis producers, and you have to pay $100,000 for your commercial producer. And yeah, let's look at Colorado and look at Washington. Colorado's a 25% tax. Well, that's probably not as bad as Washington, and which is, I've heard, up to a 75% tax when you go through. And then let's look at Oregon, where they want to do supposedly a 40% tax. So we feel our initiative caps the excise tax. That's a Republican almost kind of thing. We want cannabis to exist and thrive in the free market enterprise, not be burdened down by the government that banned cannabis. So the third component is that our initiative frees all nonviolent cannabis prisoners in California on a case-by-case basis.
Go.
And there's at least 1,500 to 2,000 prisoners in California right now, and who's talking about them? Is MPP talking about them? Is DPA talking about the cannabis prisoners? Are the 2016 coalition, are they going to free the prisoners? Doubtfully in their language. Who is talking about the prisoners? The other initiative is too. Their initiative is freeing them too. They borrowed that from us, which is fine by us. So our initiative not only frees all nonviolent cannabis prisoners on a case-by-case basis, so the judge gets to make sure there's no violent charges, so they get released, but it also protects, expands medical patients' rights, and it allows them to have clean, affordable access to medicine. And that is because we solidify the 99 female flowering plant, 12 pound, meaning so that if you're in Humboldt or you're in San Diego, you can have 99 female flowering plants and not be told about, a plant limit. Also, what our initiative does for the medical, so the final point, it's going to strengthen the medical cannabis laws because we're allowing for 12 pounds and we're allowing for basically the Rick Simpson oil is going to, all of the medical, it's going to legalize medical in a real way because it's recognizing cannabis in its natural state. Dennis Perron and others did a great job with Prop 215, but now let's make it so that 99 female flowering plants is up and down the state, and 12 pounds is our norm. 12 pounds will be California's norm. With point 2 is the excise tax. So this is another angle which I'll focus on. Buddy Ducey is the coordinator of the initiative, and he was Jack Harris' longtime friend as myself. And Buddy added, our initiative is virtually unadulterated. We modified it and made some major changes. One of them is the excise tax. Half of all the excise tax is going to go to funding medical cannabis research and hemp industrial research. So we're going to tell the federal government to back off. We're starting our own medical marijuana and hemp industry research through a cannabis-driven taxation. The average non-cannabis user is not going to pay this tax. Those of us that are going to go to the recreational clubs and buy our recreational cannabis, we're going to pay excise tax, and half of that is going to fund research, medical cannabis research and hemp industry research. We can literally create a whole engine of research and development surrounding the cannabis and hemp plant, just like other things here in California, and we can become the Silicon Valley of cannabis. California and this area will become the Saudi Arabia of the hemp production, of hemp fuel and hemp biomass. So we're going to create a whole engine of research and development of cannabis, and then also tell Holder and Obama and then the next presidents that the government can bring in hemp clothes. I've got my hemp t-shirt and my hemp pants, but farmers can't grow it. So we're showing them that's a double standard, that they'll let the farmers bring or they can import the seed and the fiber, but the farmers can't grow it. Oh, now they can grow it, but it's the hemp industrial bill which tells the farmers to grow low THC. And low THC are not as healthy plants as your high THC for biomass fuel, etc. So we do not want the government to regulate this plant that they banned. Our initiative regulates cannabis like beer and wine. We've been told by the government that hundreds of millions will be saved and hundreds of millions will be gained. So maybe before I stop, so just because you had a question, so to sum it up, is that we're getting, we are getting exceptional response. I didn't medicate, so I'm a little too clear-headed. This is my non-medicated speech, but we're getting exceptional response on the street. And I was up in San Francisco last weekend, walking around after the Green Fest up in, at the Concourse Pavilion, looking at these beer and wine clubs, all the wine bars, and that's exactly what Jack and others wrote. And this is the closing point, is that we could legalize this, re-legalize it, whatever terminology, and in 2015 open up these retail stores. Now, Colorado and Washington, they're opening up their stores January 1st. Are we going to let these people be light years ahead of us?
No.
So, thank you. I mean, I like Colorado, thank you, and I like Washington, but I'm also disgusted how MPP in Colorado doesn't say support our 2014's initiative. You got people in Colorado telling us in California to wait till 2016. So, Colorado and Washington, I respect you guys, but we don't want your laws in California. We have, Jack Herr wrote, the beer and wine, you're not going to get any better than that. So, these people that say Jack Herr's initiative can't work are wrong. The beer and wine laws work. Our own government said hundreds of millions saved and hundreds of millions gained. There's nothing that can't work about this. So here's the conclusion is, we've got till mid-February to get on the ballot, so we've got all the rest of November, we've got the rest of December, all of January, and then half, and most of February to get this on the ballot. We've got over 1,000 volunteers, we're in 50 clubs at least, and growing every day. We want to open, so we get on the ballot hopefully by mid-February. Then we're going to vote yes in November. Then it goes into effect January 2015. We give the legislature 6 months to get it together. We're going to open up these cannabis bars in all of our malls all across California. And by mid-2016, we'll generate hundreds of millions of dollars. By the time these marijuana policy people and all these, they do their ACLU study, we can generate hundreds of millions of dollars. We can generate hundreds of millions of dollars as soon as when we open up the recreation clubs and we stop arresting cannabis patients in Canton. So that's our goal. Now, how are we going to do this? Well, we still have time. Those are our three, areas, and this is not going to be easy. I'm not even going to say that we're going to do it. We might not do it. We do have another initiative that is potentially going to file, and now they are committed to 2014. They are a group that also wants to legalize it. One point with them is they're going to have only about 2 months to get it on their ballot, because they're going to mostly be for the 2016 elections. Because, just so everyone's clear, all signatures in California, if you file tomorrow, are going to be due April 18th. So you're not even going to get your petition back till mid-January, at least. If you file tomorrow, you're not going to get it back till the first week of January, and then you're only going to have 2 months. Because at the beginning of April, you got to tell people turn your signatures in because they're due April 18th. So this other petition, I know they're committed to legalization in 2014, and I don't doubt that whatsoever. But by then filing, they had to refile, and they're going to refile, and it's not over. They could file again, and the government could say. So they're looking less probable, and I also want to say that NPP or any of these groups could fund an initiative to get on the ballot. If you have a few million, you can get an initiative probably on the ballot in a month. I'm not saying the other petition couldn't. I would like to see everyone, this is one conclusion, I'd like everyone to just join our campaign, and then in 2016, if we fail, we'll join everyone else, or at least this group, because we don't want a Colorado-Washington law. We don't want to tax it 25, 30, 40%. We just saw it, and this is an economic class struggle where people with billions are saying, oh no. We're going to tell you guys how it's like we're all begging for money from our parents to give us money to go out. Like, our cannabis movement has become a 1% movement. Everyone's sitting around waiting for someone to write a check. Here we are, I've been out on the street, I got 800 signatures. People are lining up, cops are signing it. You know, police and firefighters love this initiative. So I appreciate this other initiative in 2014. I mean, I know that they want to see this legalized as well. Ideally, I'd love for them just to be, you know, a part of ours, but I understand, you know, they might file, and if so, they've got a real hard struggle because, you know, we filed and we got a petition out October 1st. It's taken us over a month to get that paper throughout all the activists, and even those activists, you know, a lot of them aren't actually getting that many signatures, so it is hard. We all know this is hard work. We don't have time to mess around. We really don't. And I know that, you know, we live in a pluralistic society. There's many different approaches in the cannabis movement toward legalization. I appreciate all the hard work everyone's doing, even with the other initiative as well. But we appreciate everyone helping us. So whatever help you can do, we can qualify this. We really can, because people want this. The average person, not many people want to be left in the dust by Colorado and Washington.